The next speaker is the Honorable Ambrosini.
Thank you, Mr. House Chairman. I have discharged myself from hospital
Honorable
today,
members.
and I come to this podium heavily medicated to plead with my friends and colleagues from the ANC to follow the dictates of their conscience. There is much more at stake on this bill than the bill itself. It's the very notion of democracy and what we are doing here. Many of you know that this is a bad bill. You've been told by the churches, you've been told by the trade unions, you've been told by the NGOs, we've been told by the people of South Africa that this is a bad bill. Many of you have told me in the corridors that this is a bad bill, and yet you will vote for it. There is where the hard-fought democracy perishes. If we do not have the courage to vote by conscience, this is the end of the First Republic, because we can very well send one single person from each political party with a proxy for all the others to come in here. When the day they shut our brains down and our conscience, this Parliament is no longer what the Constitution wanted it to be. You have
Honourable Member, Honourable Ambrosini, will you take your seat, please? Yes, Honourable Deputy Minister.
I was asking whether is it possible to give the Honourable Member a little bit of water, please.
Honourable members, we were order. Order, Honourable members. We were informed that the Honourable Member is not well. We've made the necessary provisions, but the member preferred to speak from the podium. So we will provide him with the necessary support if required. You may continue, sir.
This is a serious matter. That's how we treated it. The bottom line is that we do not have a public defense clause and a public domain clause. You will be given, the people of South Africa, lesser measure of freedom and liberty than enjoyed by the people in the United States of America, where there is a First Amendment clause. And I wish to ask all of you, why? Why do you do that? Do you feel that the people of South Africa are less deserving of freedom and democracy than what the Americans have enjoyed for the past 230 years? It's a bad bill. You have forced the Honourable Turok to recant. That's a crime against conscience. He had to issue today a statement by eating humble pie and committing himself to vote. This is not how this Parliament must operate. We have fought for the possibility of thinking, for the possibility of assessing, for the possibility of judging. When you give that power away to a Minister of State and Security, you will not retrieve it. When you relinquish the power, it's gone, and it's gone forever for your children and grandchildren. What the Honourable Burgers have told you just happens not to be true. This is a concertina bill. And look at this type of misrepresentation to you, the members of this Parliament. It tells you this bill applies only to the organs of the security apparatus. It is true, but what it doesn't tell you, that this bill can expand to apply to each and every organ of state which Cabinet authorizes to apply for application of this bill. It's a bill, the scope of which is potentially unlimited. So the very problem that we try to correct continues to persist. We are all not mad, Mr. Burgess. I have read this bill. The universities have read this bill. The churches have read this bill. And many of the members of the ANC have read this bill. And we do know it's a bad, bad, bad bill. The only question is before your conscience, what will you do about it? Party lines, party dictatorship, or the rule of freedom for which we fought. The choice is yours, and thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Order, honourable members. Order. The next speaker is the Honourable Deputy Minister of Agriculture. Order, honourable members.